Tuesday night on the Matt Sager podcast. I'm Matt Sager. It's going to be a quick one tonight because my voice is toe up from the flow up. Been on the phone or on Skype or in Google Voice, various voiceover direction, interactive apps. I've been speaking nonstop for 6 hours. Tonight was going to be my first interview, but I'm going to have to chop it up. Spoke with a very old friend of mine, had a fantastic interview, but it went on for 2 hours. And so I've got to trim that. And from there, I went directly into conversation with a booker who's going to set me up with several interviews throughout next week. So this podcast is going to become much more interactive, much more vibrant. Mind you, not that I'm not very happy doing essentially a monologue in which I'm in complete control. I love that. But even more, I had a wonderful time catching up with, you know what, I'm going to spoil it. My guest is Patty Rothberg, and that interview will air on an upcoming episode of the podcast. I am going to trim it down a bit before it airs because interspersed with all the stuff about her decades-long career and our friendship and the ways in which our career trajectories crossed paths and all of our mutual friends, there's just a lot to unpack there. My guests for next week are going to remain a secret for now because, frankly, I don't want to spoil it, but lots of interviews are on the horizon here. And if you'd like to be one of them, first off, I'm looking for people to join the show. Be you co-hosts, newsreaders, voice actors, comedy writers, what have you. If you've got another podcast and you'd like to promote it here, I think cross-promotion is a very healthy thing. I'll plug mine, you plug yours, any of that stuff. I'll give out my contact info at the end of the show. Beyond that, I was going to make today all about how astonishingly good, just breathtakingly good Better Call Saul has become. How my prediction about it becoming Breaking Bad, the two timelines merging, has come true, and the timelines are getting more intertwined with each week, and the show is just the best thing ever. And then I was going to rewatch it to just sort of catch myself up on it, so I would have a few talking points tonight. And then I realized that Amazon Video, from which I purchased the season of Better Call Saul, didn't post the episode, and in fact had nothing but one-star reviews of the fourth season, the best season of the best show on TV, Better Call Saul. It's all one-star reviews because it's all furious Amazon customers saying, "Pardon me, sir, but where the fuck is my episode of Better Call Saul?" And they just, one thing that they might have done would be to post the episode. Because Apple TV did that, iTunes did that, any place you could buy online video did that. Amazon went a different route and decided to disable reviews. Because, they're the customer service company. You may have heard that quite frequently. Today they've surpassed $1 trillion in worth based entirely on this image of themselves as the company that cares about customer service more than anything. So I tweeted them at Amazon Help, and they didn't have an answer, so what they did was block me. So Amazon, you're horrible. Platforms and corporations are not your friends. And the fact that Amazon owns a substantial amount of the world, they own almost undoubtedly, if you're on the internet right now, they own the server that the website you're browsing is hosted on. They own or have a stake in nearly everything, from the internet to groceries. They own Whole Foods now. They've put a lot of industries out of business entirely, and that was with the help of people like me, people who trusted them. Well, it's so easy, it's so convenient, until they decide that it's no longer in their best interests to pay for the best engineers for their video platform upon which you depend. So you're throwing out all your DVDs, but Amazon will take care. Well, whoops, no, Amazon is more concerned about quarterly earnings and making $1 trillion, so their engineers are garbage. And rather than answer your complaint about it, because that might get out somewhere, that might show up on the web, on Twitter, on their own reviews page, they just shut down communication entirely. And given how much of the internet's real estate that they own, that is terrifying. So I maintain that Better Call Saul is the best thing on TV, has gotten even better than it was last week, and even better than it was the week before that. And it's very likely that for the next several weeks, Tuesdays will simply be Better Call Saul days here on the Matt Sager podcast, because it's just amazing. I would be doing you a disservice to not talk about how fantastic it is. It would be untrue to myself to not kvel about how spectacular it is. But unfortunately, because Amazon did such a piss-poor performance at their mission statement of customer service, of basic engineering, of making available the videos that they've already sold to customers. They just pissed me off in every way. They did awful customer service in response rather than step up their customer service or apologize or look for a way in which to resolve the situation, which didn't affect just me, affected thousands upon thousands upon thousands of customers around the world. They instead went on lockdown and initiated a policy of censorship. So Amazon is not your friend, but Better Call Saul is the best show on television. The Matt Sager podcast is, I'd like to think, the best thing on the internet, at least the best thing on your local podcast provider. And it's going to get even bigger and better as we continue to add guests and cast members. And if you'd like to be either of those, contact me. Email me at matt@mattsager.com. Call me 646-535-4788. On Twitter, I'm at Matt Sager. Facebook, The Matt Sager. My voiceover page is Matt Sager VO, and the podcast page is Matt Sager Podcast. Instagram, I'm Real Matt Sager. And for more of those social media links, episodes of this podcast, blog posts, articles, my contact info, voiceover reels, and much more, go to mattsagervoiceover.com.